Hey, what is going on? Entrepreneur Alliance, Austin here, and super pumped today to have Ryan Stewman as our guest coach. Ryan, how you feeling, man?
What's going on, Austin? How are you today, man?
I'm doing great. The world is looking good, and I'm pumped to have a lot of you guys here too. I see that we have a lot of people going to be attending this call. So what I want to open up first here is in the chat box. Go ahead and type where you're calling from, where are you watching this from. Right now EA is in about 47 different countries, and so I know some of you guys are really early in the morning right now watching this, just getting out of bed, and some of you guys are staying up at 3 a.m. watching this. So it's kind of cool to see where all of you all are coming from. But what I'm most excited about this masterclass is having Ryan teach you all about how to close your inbound leads. I know a lot of you guys are growing your marketing agency, and so you have LinkedIn inbound leads coming in. Maybe some of you guys are running Facebook advertising campaigns to try and to a consultation call. Maybe some of you all are doing webinar sales for high ticket items. So all of that is what we're going to be talking about here today in this webinar. But on top of that, Ryan has just launched a new program called Funnel Closers. And so we're going to be talking about how can you sell funnels as well as a service, because as a marketing agency, it kind of looks bad on you if you're sending all this traffic to a page and it's dying. It makes you look bad, even though that it's their sales process that sucks. So you need to maybe take that over for them as a service where you not only do traffic, but also conversion. So I'm really excited about both topics here today. Going to open up the chat here for anybody ask questions. So if you have a question, I'll be filtering them. Sometimes I'll just answer it right there in the chat. But if it looks like a good question that I see repeated a lot, then I'll ask it here to Ryan for us. We're going to make this a hard close at 1 hour because Ryan's got some stuff to do. But in the meantime, guys, I want to give a shout out to some people here. I see Romania's on the call, Canada, Dallas, Texas. We got the EK, we got Pittsburgh, Ohio, Auckland, New Zealand. Man, it must be pretty late for you. What is that, 3 a.m.? I think it's 3 a.m. right now in Auckland. We got Calgary. This is looking awesome. London, what's going on? So we got a lot of people here on the call excited. Let's kind of go ahead and jump on in. Ryan, what is your story? How'd you get to be known as the infamous hardcore closer and building this huge brand?
Well, somebody gave me that nickname, and I just kind of ran with it because, I'm smart enough to know that you could get a fucked up nickname too, and so I didn't want to get like a messed up nickname, and everybody could have been like Shitty McShitpants or something like that. Instead, they started calling me the hardcore closer, and I'm like, okay, I'll take that. Let's run with that one, and that's kind of my story. But because I didn't just like one day be like, look at me, I am your hardcore closer, bow before me, peasants. That wasn't the really the attitude. I actually registered the domain hardcore closer because I needed a place. I thought it was a cool phrase, and I needed a place to store some videos that I had, and people start watching the videos, and that really wasn't my intention. Right at first, it was just like my own stuff, and people start watching the videos and things like that, and then they started. I'd be walking somewhere in public or eating dinner, and somebody be like, "Hey, closer," and I was like, "That's kind of a cool name," I was like, "I like that. It's kind of a cool nickname." So just kind of ran with it. But my story is less than 10 years ago. I left federal prison with a $25 check. It cost me $5 across the street to cash the $25 check, and that was all I had to my name. No house, no cars, no money, no life savings, no wife, no girlfriend, no family. I literally had nothing, and I got after a couple of months of searching pretty hard, I got a job back in the mortgage industry. Suckered somebody into letting me back in the business, and I ended up killing it in 2008, 2009, and then towards the middle of 2010, I lost my ability to do mortgages. They passed some new act where they changed the licensing structure, and I no longer fit into that structure having a felony, and so I was out again. I went from like submarine, rocket ship, back in a submarine again. And so, they say you're not supposed to scuba dive and fly in the same day. You could die from it. So somehow I'm still here. But so I, 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 I was forced out of my mortgage job. In 2009, I made almost $300,000 on my W-2, and then the next year was just gone. And I didn't know what to do, and I had to find something that was going to allow me to be my own boss, not have a license by some sort of government entity, basically something that I could 100% control, that, nobody could judge me, and I wouldn't have to rely on business partners that could exploit my past and all this stuff. And I wasn't in jail for like, touching little kids or something like that. I was in jail for, I had some guns I wasn't supposed to have my hands. I'm in Texas, dude. We got a bunch of guns you ain't supposed to have your hands on around here. It's just kind of what we do. And so I'm not snitching on nobody. I'm just saying. But so I needed to find something. So this internet marketing thing was appealing towards me. And since I'd been successful as a loan officer, I decided to start showing loan officers how to do what I did. And I did some pretty, miraculous stuff in that industry when I was there. And I closed a ton of loans with minimal amount of overhead. So I started teaching other people how I did it. And from there, real estate agents started showing up and asking me to help them. And then one industry after another. And flash forward 7 years of turmoil and pain. Here I am before you teaching classes like this. I'm a 4-time, fixing to be 5-time best-selling author. I'm working on releasing my 5th book. It's actually done. It's at the editor right now, so I'm actually finished with it. We created a new program within the last 30 days where we launched it. We didn't create it, but we launched a new program the last 30 days called Funnel Closer. Our companies, I have 8 companies that I own, many of them multi-million-dollar per year corporations. And again, I don't have any bank debt. I don't have any venture capitalists. I do have a couple business partners, but I'm always the majority shareholder, and I've never taken funds from business partners. Like nobody's ever loaned me money to be in a part of anything that I own. I'm usually the money man myself, and so, but all that from nothing. And so, if you're out there, I'm going to teach you some sales stuff today. But before we get into all the sales stuff, if you're out there and you're going through the struggle, here's what I know. Whether you're a man or a woman or black or white or gay or straight, there's 3 words that you have to remember that'll get you through any struggle whatsoever, right? Whatever your struggle is, right? I promise you, whatever you're going through today, if you're able to watch this webinar, whatever you're facing today ain't shit compared to the things that I've faced in the past, right? If you're able to watch this webinar right now, that means you're free. You're not locked up. You're not in there with the killers, drug dealers, rapists, molesters, pieces of shit. You're not in with any of that. So you're already light years ahead of me, the fact that you're here right now. But there's 3 words that I want you to remember as we go through this. And those 3 words are fuck your excuses. I have every reason in the world. I was adopted. I dropped out of school. I sold drugs. I've been to prison. I got in trouble for guns. Like, I got every excuse in the world why I should be on the street corner over here asking people for money with a cardboard sign. That should be, by all documentation and reputation, that should be my occupation, right? The fact that I hold a cardboard sign on the side of the street saying, I fucked up so many times in my life that I can't get my shit together. Will you give me some money? But that's not the case. You know why? Because of those 3 words. Fuck your excuses. All that would be is jail is the excuse for me to fail. But that's what the world wants you to do, right? They want you to return to average, but that's not how it happens, right? When you go and when I was in jail, the reason why I left with $25, I went in jail with almost $700,000. My then wife divorced me while I was in there and took all my shit and ran off with another dude while I was locked up. And so, and again, that should be every excuse to, like, never be in love again and never be able to have feelings for somebody or never trust anybody or whatever. But again, that's an excuse that the world wants you to use to be bitter and average, and that's not gonna work. So whatever it is that you're facing, that the news has got you hyped up on, or that your boss has got you hyped up on, or you feel like you're stressed at work or whatever, or you feel like you just can't get ahead, man, I just say fuck your excuses, because here's what I know. The more shit that people throw at you, the more things that you have to go through in life, the more battles that you have to fight, the more experience you gain. And you've got to go through and gain the experience before you can become an expert in any field. I'm a prolific mistake maker, but the thing is, now I run all these successful businesses. I've created millionaires. I'm helped changing lives every single day, is because I chose to not create excuses, but I chose to embrace my flaws and keep pushing past those big battles, because the world's testing you. The world will say, hey, you know what? How are you going to be able to handle being a millionaire, being an e-commerce, new millionaire, internet millionaire type of person with all this? Like, with big money comes big responsibility. So how are you going to have all this big money and big responsibility if you can't even handle going through a divorce? What are you going to do when somebody sues you for $100 million because your shit's fucked up if you couldn't handle even going through a child custody case, right? What are you going to do when your business blows up and you got to hire 150 employees and you can't even manage one love relationship, right? So everything is a test for that next level. So I want you to keep in mind, as we're talking about some of this stuff today, the first thing I want to do is fire you up and inspire you, because I'm one of those guys that's been to hell and back. I've been I have every reason why I should fail. I have everything that's come against me, and I'm still here. And so when I say that is not to brag and be like, look at my ego and all this shit, but it's like, if my dumb ass can do this and get here simply out of hard work and resilience and the amount of pain and pressure I was willing to withstand to get where I'm at today, then you can too. And you probably have a hell of a head start that I didn't have.
Dude, that is awesome story. I love hearing you really use your adversity as your advantage. You came right out of jail, guns blazing, you took over the world.
Tried to, I definitely, there's two types of people. There's people that go in there and do their time. There's people that go in there and make the most use of their time, and I read a lot of books and studied a lot. So when I came out, I had a pretty good plan on what I wanted to do.
That's awesome. I love that. And so now for the past couple of years, you've been really focused on online businesses, closing high ticket sales. And then what's with Funnel Closer? What is that business venture?
Well, so for 7 years, I've been in the internet marketing space. I've done everything from social media marketing to, they say I'm one of the best at running Facebook ads. We created a ton of funnels. I've got platinum plaques on the wall for $1 million funnels that we've created and stuff. And uh, funnel closer is something that's really missing the marketplace. And there's two sides to being a funnel closer. There's one side that I believe will really help your people too is one side of being a funnel closer is there's 5.6 million businesses out there. And I believe that we're in the new .com era. I believe that back in the 90s when the first .com bubble popped up, everybody had to have Pepsi.com, Coke.com, Stewman.com, like all these things, right? And once those filled up, right, everybody just kind of has their website. And as you know, a website's kind of like, look at me, we're open for business. Whereas a sales funnel is like, hey, give me your information, let me talk to you about something. And the new .com bubble is the sales funnels because if you're not collecting information, we know the money's in the data, the money's in the list. And if you're not collecting the information and the data, then you're going to be left behind by people who are. That's why Facebook and Google are so powerful, is because they have all this data. And what happens in the marketplace is there's 5.6 million small business owners in America alone, and they don't know about these funnels, right? They never heard of this shit. Like majority of them have no clue. We internet marketers, we take this stuff for granted, right? Like sales funnel, that's shit that's been around forever. We know that inside and out. We can bang one out in 30 minutes. With these businesses, most of them have no clue. Yeah. And the thing is, there's also a ton of funnel makers, right? There's Russell Brunson's funnel hackers. There's Clay's lead page guys. There's a bunch of funnel architects. There's Dan Henry's dudes. There's Jason. I mean, there's just like an endless Todd Brown. There's an endless list of awesome funnel makers. Problem is, most of them fucking suck at sales. So we have a huge disconnect in the marketplace. We've got a huge need of business owners that need a sales funnel, whether it be the local dry cleaner or whether it be the local restaurant, the gym, or some big high ticket stuff like real estate agents or mortgage or financial guys, whatever the case. They all need these sales funnels so that they can get leads. Because let's face it, most people are really good at sales. Problem is they don't know who the hell to sell to. So they got to have some way to be able to get those leads in. And then the other side of it is, so you've got the funnel closers that are selling funnels to the business on the end, but then the sales guys, they have no tech skills, right? They have no desire to build funnels. Like the last thing any salesman will ever say to you is like, man, I really want to build websites, right? That's just not our thing. And technology is not our strong point either. So I see this like, we've got these guys with strong sales skills over here that, they might be selling cars or mortgages and they fucking hate that shit, right? Hate sitting in a bank, hate working on a car lot. But they got good sales skills. And so we've got these guys over here. We got these tech people, these geeks, these hackers, these whatever you want to call them, that have these beautiful design skills. They have these beautiful funnels that attract leads, and they can't fucking sell them to save their life because they're socially awkward, which is why they're building websites in the first place. And so my goal was like, hey, despite like being at the high school dance where the salespeople are hanging out together and then the funnel geeks are hanging out together, like the men and the women in the across the room from each other, like, let me be the person that unites the two of them. It's like, hey, you come meet this person. Hey, you come meet this person. And really the whole game for funnel closers is how many of those 200,000 funnel hackers and lead page people can you plug into those 5.6 million business owners and get paid some money in between?
Dude, that's awesome. I love that. And that's actually a concept that we teach here in EA all the time, except rather than for funnels, we talk about it for your marketing agency. We have some people that sell SEO and some people that do SEO, which are totally different jobs within an agency.
Yep.
And so often agencies are the worst at getting their own clients, yet they can do great work for their clients, right? So it's like, how do you do customer acquisition while still being great at the tech stuff? And the answer, at least what we see here in EA to that, is team up with somebody who's compatible that will, work with. Let's say you're the techie person, find the salesperson. If you're the salesperson, find the techie person. And it's how I personally grew my agency. I was better at sales. I was just kind of getting into online marketing. And so I outsourced it to a buddy of mine that's like this techie guru guy who has a ton of clients who does great work for. I bring in the leads. I have an endless pipeline of people I can send him because that's my skill. But then there's other people that like to just kind of sit in their room, get free clients being sent to them all the time from salespeople, and they can just knock these clients out one by one within a week, and both people get paid really well. So finding a partner on both sides. That's why I love this masterclass, is how to sell funnels, and then also how to close down those inbound leads. You can make an agency alone off of this concept. And within EA, you're going to find a ton of people that are techie and a ton of people that are salesy. Hopefully in this community, you can combine the two. And that's what I love about communities and bringing guys like you on, because it just sparks the fire,
Well, I'm in need of tech people and salespeople. So if this is something that your folks are interested in, obviously I'm going to need the tech people to build the products and stuff like that. I'm compiling the list, and we built a database of people who are ready. So we have like our own little an Odesk setup. So salesperson goes out, makes the calls, gets the lead, closes the business owner, quotes the price, comes back and enters it and says, who will build this for this price?
Wow, that is awesome.
And so, yeah.
Wait,
and
so
put it
you're
all
basically
together.
making
So,
like an elance.com, Odesk, but they're
for
doing
sales, for funnel
fulfillment for
closers.
online marketing, right?
Yep. So your
Sweet.
folks could get signed up at our job board, and
As like a
and be
white
like,
label
and get
agency, essentially, right?
Yep. Yep. It's like
Super cool, man.
because some people, they'll bang out funnels for $500, like a simple real estate funnel, $500 or some stuff like that. And then some people, they've got an elaborate, 15 upsell and downsell sequence to a webinar funnel that costs 20 grand, right? And so we need all sorts of skill levels. Some of my guys might go out and sell a funnel for $1,000, and you get half and they get half, and it took you 20 minutes to make the damn funnel because it was, an open house funnel or something like that for real estate. And then they might go out and sell a $20,000 deal, and then you get 10,000 and they get 10,000. So, or however they structure it with them, but there's like a ton of opportunity for your people, I'm sure, to get involved with us as well.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, hey, let's kind of go ahead and jump into the meat of the training. Let's talk about first the closing down inbound sales. So you've created funnels that, let's say, bring you high ticket leads, or maybe it's for like you run an ad to get clients to give you a call or hop on a free consultation. What's kind of your sales process for getting them from clicks to customers?
So most of our stuff is done via webinar. And
Okay.
so I have a book. You can see the whole thing at elevatortothetop.com, but I have a book that we give away, and the free plus shipping offer. And they go through that, and then it offers them our Entourage program, which is our mastermind. And that's $2,500 a year or $297 a month. And if they say no, it offers it to them for a dollar, right? It's like, hey, well, maybe you just want it for 5 days for a dollar. Try that. Mm-hmm. If they say no to that, then we shoot them over to a webinar. And so we've got this sequence that's working really well for us. And if they don't buy from the webinar, my sales team gets involved. So we got a hell of a front end. And then, like I said, if it doesn't close, then we catch them on the back end. But in order for me to have all that set up, I had to get deep inside the mind of the prospect. See, most salespeople, we're very spontaneous and very lazy. And lazy in the sense of we'll go work out and we'll walk around the lot and we'll make a million calls and stuff, but we're lazy when it comes to working in the right areas and really thinking. And I know this from personal experience, right? Abraham Lincoln once said, if you gave him 6 hours to chop down a tree, he'd spend 4 sharpening his axe. Not me. I'm too fucking stupid. I'd have just been swinging at the damn tree for 6 hours, right? But I realize now what he was saying by sharpening that axe, and to equivalent into the sales world, would be thinking about your customer. Who is that person you want to help, and what is their problems? Like when people come to me, I know they've got one or two problems. they either have too much business and they got to scale this thing, or they're gonna implode under pressure, or they don't have enough leads. They're good. Like, people don't show up to me for sales training. Hardcore closer, you probably already a good ass salesperson by the time you show up to me, or you wouldn't respect the brand anyway. But what happens is they have a lack of leads. So I know that people either need a system to help them scale because they're overworked, or they need more leads, right? And so what I'm trying to do, I'm inside their head, and I know that when you have more leads, all those things go away, right? Then you make more sales, you make more money, you get more respect, you get more less stress, you get more power, all that good stuff, right? So I have to get inside my client, and I just narrowed it down to two really simple things. That's what you have to do. You have to figure out when they show up, they want this or this. No matter that, like if you sell real estate, they don't show up because they want real estate. They don't show up because they want a real estate agent. They show up because they want a place to live, right? So when somebody's showing up to you and you're a real estate agent, there's only a finite amount of reasons someone would want to pack all their shit in boxes and then scream at their significant other and kids for 3 weeks while they can't find where the fuck their underwear is, right? Like, there's a finite amount of reasons. People don't just roll over in the middle of the night and go, we need a new box to put all of our shit in. That's not what happens. What happens is they get a divorce, they get a job relocation, they get a raise, they get a demotion, they lose their job, kids are moving out, kids are moving in. Like, there's something going on there that makes people say, hey, this house won't work anymore. Because moving's a bitch. But what happens is most salespeople, they show up and they're trying to sell you on this house, or sell you on the experience of moving, or sell you, worse yet, on themselves being the real estate agent, where really what you need to do is uncover which one of those reasons. Is it divorce, the kids, the job, the relocation, whatever it is? We need to uncover that reason so that we know to start asking the questions that's going to draw that reason out. Because the person that has to sell their house because they're getting a divorce versus the person that has to sell their house because they're becoming empty nesters and their kids are going off to college, there's two completely different sets of motivation and conversations you have to have with those people. So a lot of salespeople, what happens is they're just like, put me in front of somebody and I'll close them. Face to face, on the phone, I'm good at this stuff. But what happens is you got to be inside the mind long before. Like, a lot of y'all are out there with your e-commerce businesses, and you might be wondering why the fuck you're not millionaires yet. The reason why is because you're trying to sell your product instead of selling the prospect on the reason why they want your product. You see, I'll take it one step further. Nobody wants a mortgage. Never in the history of the fucking world has anybody ever wanted a mortgage. Nobody rolls over in the middle of the night and goes, honey, let's go into debt for 30 years. Some shit we've never even thought about borrowing this much money before, right? Let's just do that. Let's pay the bank twice the amount of money we're going to buy this house for in 30 years, right? Nobody does that. But what they do is they roll over in the middle of the night and they say, if we don't pay off these credit cards, we're going to be in some serious shit. We're going to have to sell our house and get another mortgage, right? There's these underlying reasons. Like, the mortgage is the byproduct of the problem that's happening. And as a salesperson, it's our job to uncover that problem, because once we uncover that problem, then we can sell them what they need. But here's the thing. Most salespeople don't think about this, but there's only two things that close sales. It's empathy and confidence. And in order for us to have empathy for someone, we have to ask them questions, because empathy simply means just understanding someone's situation. Doesn't mean feeling sorry for them. That's sympathy. Empathy means like, oh, okay, I get it. I understand. The only way that someone can know that you have empathy for them is if you ask questions and let them talk. And so when someone's like, oh man, this guy gets it. He heard me. He listened. I told him my problems. He listened. He didn't interrupt me. He got it. Then when you show up confidently and offer them a solution, they're buying based on your confidence and empathy. They're like, okay, he understands because I told him, and he seems pretty damn confident this will work for me. All right, I'm going to buy too.
I like that a lot, man. I think that this is hopefully an epiphany moment for a lot of you guys, but let's bring this home for all of you agency owners and people that are either selling traffic or selling conversion. You're not selling traffic or conversion. What you're selling them is consistency of sales. And what you're selling them is a lifestyle that can grow without more prospecting and work. Instead of being outbound, now it's inbound. How would you put it, Ryan? What are you selling them? What's the internal benefit that traffic or conversion does for them?
Well, everybody wants more leads, like everybody wants more business, right? Nobody goes into business and says, you know what, I'd like to get to a thing and stop, right? That's just not what we do. We get to the level that we set as our goal, and then we're like, okay, I'm going to double down and scale this thing, or whatever it is that we do. We're just natural builders. If you're building a business, you're building it for the long haul, right? The people that say, well, I'm comfortable where I'm at, that's because they've chosen not to keep pushing. And So knowing that business, the whole underlying motivation for business is to make money and grow. Then when you present like a sales funnel to somebody, the whole thing is like, hey, how is your business helping you do those two things right now? Because most companies' case, the website costs them money and isn't doing shit to help them grow. It's just there. It might as well be like a business card you leave on the gas station. You just like, you never pick those up and go, oh, the gas station real estate agent, that's the one I'm fucking calling, right? We don't do that. But that's what most websites are to businesses. So then when you put it in the perspective of this thing that you're already paying for, this thing that you already have, what if we could put a better thing in its place that sent you business and made you money like this one was supposed to, but we know that it isn't?
Such a good point. Such a good point, man. So you right now you're talking about how to sell funnels to these businesses. What's your main proposition to them, right? Like how do you position it in a way that doesn't go into the techno babble, because nobody wants a retargeting campaign. They want the results the retargeting campaign gets them. So do you almost position yourself not as a digital marketing agency, but more as a lead generation company? Because it's pretty much the same thing. Digital marketing done well results in leads. So maybe if you focus on being a lead generation company, the way you do that doesn't matter, right?
Well, all we're doing is selling the built funnel, and then we introduce them to an agency. So like I teach the funnel closers, like, don't get involved with building, or like, here's your referral network. Here's people that we trust. If they've been certified by Dan Henry, or if they've been certified by Jason Hornum, or one of these like A-lister people that I trust, or Russell Brunson or somebody like that, then we put them on our list and we say, hey, here's a good trusted list of people that you can refer out for ads. Because when you sell a funnel, you got to let them know, like, the funnel's one cost, but then the ads are going to obviously be another. But for us, the way that we position it, it's real simple. Man, you reach out to a business owner on LinkedIn, Facebook, on the phone, whatever the case may be, and you simply ask them, how many leads has your website sent you this week? And most of them will say, well, I'm not interested in SEO. And I'm like, dude, I'm not selling you SEO. That's probably why you're not getting any damn leads anyway, because you're probably paying somebody for SEO. And sometimes this shit doesn't work for a long time. Sometimes it doesn't work at all. And my shit, it didn't work really. Like, I never got any business from SEO, and I've spent a ton of money on it, but I've got a ton of business from funnels, and running direct, ads from Facebook and stuff like that. But I asked the clients, hey, you just want to see how many leads that website you're sending out every month is. Maybe you can go on somebody's website and become a lead, see if they even freaking ever hit you up. Hey, I called you guys a couple days ago from your website and nobody picked up the phone, that kind of stuff. And allow them, hey, what would be the difference if all of a sudden this thing sent you 3 customers a week? For most business owners, 3 more customers a week would be huge. Second of all, if they actually got it from the website, which they thought it was going to do that for them anyway, and it didn't, it disappointed them, right? Like prom night, losing their virginity. And they're let down, man. And that's because that's what happened. Some dude 10 years ago sold them on websites are the thing, man, like the thing in the World Wide Web, right? And they never update it, anything else. It just sits there. And I go to people's websites all the time, like businesses around town and stuff like that. Hey, guys, got a website? Or you go to look somebody up on Google and their website's so shitty it doesn't even load and stuff like that. This solves all those problems and delivers leads. So it's actually a lot of low-hanging fruit out there, because once you're like, hey, we got a website that actually generates leads, a lot of business owners are like, dude, I need leads. You guys got leads? It's like, it's like being out behind a Grateful Dead concert, being like, hey, man, I got acid. You guys want a trip? They're gonna want a trip. It's like, because like I said, most of them, their websites aren't doing the job anyway. And it's pretty easy to target business owners on Facebook. So you create your own funnel to be able to sell funnels. I mean, shit, the interdimensional maze of funnelism never ends.
Yeah, it's like Inception, isn't
it? Speaking of which, what do you have the plaque behind you for? I just now realized that. What are you guys selling $1 million?
So this is for our company, Proof. Proof is basically a conversion rate optimization tool. Aren't you a customer, Ryan?
Oh, yeah, I am a customer of y'all shit. Yeah, if you go to elevatortothetop.com, we got it on there.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, so our company is all about how to increase conversions. I even have this course here, Conversion Secrets, that we put together, which is just one of our products. Obviously, it's not a box, just represents it. But so that's pretty much like our little world. But I'm curious for you, man. Like, what is your positioning for like when you go talk to them? What do you say to get them interested in even hearing you out? I think a lot of the time, the digital marketers I hear from, there's a gatekeeper in the way. Let's say they're trying to go and build a funnel for a dentist or a chiropractor or somebody like that, and they're just stopped before they even get to a decision maker or somebody even willing to listen to what they have to say. How do you break through that?
Well, first, quit being a little bitch, right? Because if you're going to be in sales, you got to break through the barrier. But like you said, you represent the tech side, so that stops them. I represent the sales side. That's like the first sign of like, now we're going to have a good time, you know? So it's just two different ways of looking at it. You look at the gatekeepers like, damn, that's the stopping point. I'm like, all right, we're getting closer. And so it's just a different perspective from the sales side. But uh, when first of all, like Facebook. You can spend your spare time on Facebook, and there's tons of business owner groups that need funnels that just don't know how to say funnels. But there's the local networking group, that's on Facebook. There's the entrepreneur group, and a lot of them don't know what funnels are, and they'll say, "Look at my website I built with Wix or Squarespace or some shit like that." And you can show up and be like, "Hey, man, this is not going to work for you. What you have here, there's a better solution. Here's how I can help you." So there's a ton of prospects actively seeking online, so you don't even have to make cold calls and stuff like that. Um, the other thing is, I don't find a lot of resistance and showing somebody how to make more money. And I find that if you're just straight up with folks and you're like, hey, here's a way for you to make some money. Here's what it's going to cost. Here's probably going to be your ad configuration. But what I teach in the funnel closer program is like, so the first thing I did was I taught mortgage people how to generate mortgage leads, right? Because that's what I did personally. So I teach the funnel closers, don't just go out and go after dentists and chiro and coaches and consultants and teachers and all these other things. Like figure out, like, maybe it's what you work in now. Maybe you sell something right now and you know a bunch about it. Well, good. Then you know the language. You probably got the network. Like, go sell other people that would normally be your competitor. Go sell them this product.
Yep.
And
That's a
because like
great tool.
if you never done real estate, if you show up and you start trying to talk about real estate funnels to a realtor and you're using the wrong words, they're going to be like, this fool has no idea how my job works.
Yeah, like if you ever talk to a dentist and you say, how many customers are you getting? They're like, I don't have any customers. I have patients,
Exactly.
right? Like you have to talk in the terms that they use. I think that's just a lack of empathy, isn't it? It's a lack of
Yep,
really
they didn't listen.
understanding and knowing your customer, your client.
Yep, they haven't got inside the head of their client, and they're probably not listening.
Yeah. Which is funny because here's this is one of our biggest lead magnets for the Entrepreneur Alliance. It's my personal script that I use and I created when I was. What's that?
Looks like not QuickBooks, but Quicken. And like the little red logo on the top right. I thought you pulled up some tax returns and like, oh, you brought us like QuickBooks
Oh,
tax
that's
returns.
funny. That's funny. That was the first thing that came to mind. No, but this is basically my script that I created when I was in my agency, and I teamed up with Dave to make a printable, product here. And even at the end, we have like the deal, how to collect payments, and then we even a recording that people can listen to Dave closing down a client live on the phone. So we would always record our consultation calls. Anyway, this is what has brought in about, I don't know, 80% of our 1,200 members in EA. Most of them have come from the ad that gives them this for free. And I think that's such a powerful testimony to the need that digital marketers have for sales and how to systemize their sales process themselves. They're selling this service, yet they don't even know how to do it that well for themselves. It's almost like I was in Barcelona this time last year, and there's a famous architect, and he has most of the city is his work. But you go and visit the house that he lived in, and it's one of the most ugly houses in all of Barcelona. And I was talking with the tour guide, and she used a great reference to this. Is often the metalsmith uses wooden spoons. It's so funny. You work so hard at your trade and your craft, yet you ignore it yourself. It's why often doctors are fat. Like you just kind of ignore it yourself, but then you do great work for other people. You notice a lot of these marketing agencies have shitty websites.
Yep.
but they can do a great design for other people. And I think that if you can figure out the systems, this is one example, but there's tons of other things. Creating your own funnel, working on your personal brand, all of these things add up. And I think it's something that you're very good at too, Ryan. You've created a personal brand. You not only sell the stuff, but you practice what you preach.
Yeah, well, it's not always easy, but yes, I have done that. And we live in a world where a lot of people tell stories and exaggerate and everything else. So it has been hard, but you know, I just put myself out there, kind of like I put myself out there on this. I told you I've been through a bunch of shit and everything else, and I know that there's going to be a certain amount of people that don't like me for that, and a certain amount of people that do. And I was just willing to take the criticism to get through and to the right characters.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome, man. So, okay, let's go into the next step of your sales process. Let's say you have them on the phone, or let's say you have them on a webinar. Do you have a couple pretty much cornerstone strategies that you have for going through a sales consultation? Maybe key phrases that you use, key moments when you pivot from more of the questionnaire side to end up closing the deal or going into like that, okay, it's time to pay?
No, not really. We have an acronym called CATCH that we teach in our programs. But the main thing with me is I'm trying to ask questions to uncover what their real problem is. Because I know once somebody tells you their problem, chances are they don't want to tell the whole world their problem. So if you can get it out of them, the real problem, they usually won't go anywhere else, and they'll do business with you because you know.
Yeah.
And I know that's a weird thing about sales, in like you think that's a weird, odd way of putting it, but that's exactly what happens. Is once somebody tells you their problems, nobody goes and visits 5 different therapists. They find one therapist they trust, and they tell their problems to that person because they know that that person won't tell anybody else. And as a sales guy, you're trying to figure out what that problem is that they can tell you that they don't want other people to, like in the house instance, it might be divorce, and they don't want the whole world to know that they're divorced, and they don't want to tell everybody in town. So you're the one that they did confide in. You're the one they're going to end up doing business with. So the only way that you can figure that out, those asking questions, I always say, he who speaks the least earns the less, right? So, or earns the most, sorry. Like he who speaks the least earns the most. And so the thing is, if you were to transcribe a sales conversation, the person that talks the most is the person that lost the sale. Whether that meant the client talks the most, they're buying. If the salesperson talked the most, they're losing the sale. And because like that's our job as salespeople, to get the client talking to where we can figure out, we can let them know that we have empathy and understand their situation, so that they'll see our confidence when we offer them a solution.
I like that a lot. That's that was actually pretty much the sales copy. It was the gist of the sales copy for this ad. Really, when I wrote it, I was thinking in the mind of all my friends in EA that are on the techie side trying to sell without a salesman, and they talk themselves out of the sale, and it's because they're going into all the gibberish that we get into, talking about pixels and retargeting and automations. And even like you said, using the word funnel, they don't know how to articulate that word. You need to put it in the words that they would use so that they understand it. The moment you start getting into, the classic digital marketing jargon that we're so used to in this bubble is the moment you've lost them. And so you'll notice in this cheat sheet that pretty much all of it is you asking questions. It's not you having these witty sales lines. Every single time that you talk in the conversation, it is all about a question. And these are the most important questions that you would need, getting up to the point where you can start to ask for the sale. But you ask for the sale with the fill in the blanks. Based off of what you told me, I think that blank would be the best route for you. And I leave that as a blank because it's going to be different for everybody. But that's a good way to segue into, I've learned the information, I've been empathetic, and now it's time that I can show them from what they've told me what's going to work best for their situation. Do you have, I guess, any pretty much common themes that you've used in all sales, something that maybe somebody is new to sales or trying to like get here into being a great salesman that you could help them out with?
Such as what? Like, what do you mean?
You know, when I first started getting into sales many years ago, there's a classic one in objection handler, feel, felt, found. Man, I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but what I found out was, I mean, that's a pretty old school, and you would never say it like a script like that. But the overall idea is, you know, I've been there before. You tackle the objection, you destroy the limiting belief, and then you show them the new road. That would be an example, though. Have you found any other cornerstones? I think Jordan Belfort taught me that one.
You know, I don't really have any cliche stuff like that I follow. You know, I really practice what I preach in the sense of asking questions and offering solutions. And I try to, like doctors, they're the coldest closers, right? Whatever they tell you to do, you buy it, right? They tell you like surgery, $100,000. You're like, I don't have 100 grand, but I'll get it and be right back, right? Like there's just like somehow it works, right? And they're like colder closers than crack dealers. And so anyway, I look at how doctors operate, right? How do they get to be that trusted? Well, they come in and they ask you questions. Where's it hurt? What have you been doing? You know, what have you been eating? You taking care of yourself? Why is your blood pressure high? What medicines you on? They start asking you questions, you know? And then when they ask you questions, they figure it out. Like they find that pain, right? You go in, you tell the doctor, my elbow hurts. They start feeling around your elbow, asking you questions until you go, ah, shit. It's like, okay, that hurt, didn't it? Okay, well, here's your problem. And they diagnose you, and they're like, if your elbow hurts, here's some hydrocodone. Have a good night. And like they give you a prescription, right, for like what the solution to your problem is. And so that's how I operate in the sales world. I'm like, okay, so if this person was coming to me, they've got a problem, just like when you go to the doctor. The reason why anybody, I don't cold call on door knocks. If you're showing up to me, you got a problem. So it's my job to start feeling around, poking, pushing, taking your blood pressure, figuring out where the hell your vital signs are at, to where I can say, okay, well, here's your problem. Here's how we solve it.
Mm.
And things are, and like every good doctor, as soon as you walk in, they take a look at you like, this fucker's got the flu, but they still got to ask you the questions so that you draw your own logical conclusion that they're right, that you have the flu. Same thing, like when clients show up, I already know what they need to do. They need to buy my shit. Right? It's like, it's that simple. You just need to buy my shit. You're already here on the phone. You know you need to buy my shit just as well as I do. But I can't just say that, even though I know that's the answer. I have to get them to logically see that, hey, like I understand their situation, because we like to all pretend that we're unique. We say, oh, I'm not like him. You know, 99% of my customers tell me they're not like anybody else. They're all the fucking same. And because I attract a very specific type of person, but they all tell me they're different. But then they're like, I've never met so many people like me. You show up at our events, they're dressed the same, wearing the same pants, same hair, and they don't even know each other. They come from two different countries, you know. And but the thing is, because when I'm transparent with them and I'm showing them empathy, they get it, right? I mean, it's as simple as when I'm sitting there and I'm prescribing or I'm diagnosing them, I'm asking them questions. They're thinking, you know, I expected this guy with a hardcore closer name to be like a fast talker and, you know, trying to put a bunch of pressure on me. And turns out he's like a really fucking good listener. I needed somebody to listen to me. Because here's what happens. We go home at the end of the day. Our family don't listen to us. Our kids don't listen to us. Our employees don't listen to us. Our boss don't listen to us. Our spouse don't listen to us. Hell, our friends are tired of listening to us. I leave my house in the morning and I'll see people driving like, let's say, a $5,000 car at 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning, talking on the phone to somebody. I'm like, they just need somebody to listen to. The reason why I say a cheap car like that, because they're obviously not making high level decisions where they're fucking the CEO of some shit, where like doing business in China at 7:30 in the morning, right? It's like on the way to work, I'm gonna call my best friend Imogene and I'm gonna talk to her. You know what I mean? Some shit like that. Because we want somebody to listen to us. And when you oblige somebody, like think about social media, the whole reason people post on social media is they want somebody to pay attention to them. And so when you oblige somebody and you pay attention to them, then what happens is they're like, this guy gets me. You ever sat around and somebody just like spill their guts to you and you really not say anything and they'd be like, you really understand me. And you're like, bitch, I ain't even said nothing. I've been daydreaming and zoned out since you started talking 30 minutes ago. But they feel it. They feel like you've been listening to them and that you get them. And so it's logical for when you offer your advice for them to take it. And that's how I approach this. And especially with a name like Hardcore Closer, it throws them for a loop because they didn't expect me. They leave the phone going, that guy didn't close me. And then they give me 30 grand. They didn't even feel like I sold them anything. They don't even miss the amount of money I take from them oftentimes. You know, I thought he was going to sell me. Turns out, you know, he's just easy to do business with.
Hey, Michael just asked if you do a lot more sales in person or now at this point more over webinar or phone calls.
So most of our sales are done by webinar, and my sales team, they do make calls. So about 20% of our sales comes from my sales team, which is 5 people, and the rest of it comes from our webinars and stuff like that. So I don't personally make very many sales anymore. A couple a day, maybe. Um, it's just like I'm CEO now, man. I've had to make the transition from
Mhm.
salesman to CEO. It's been really difficult actually because like the old transgender thing, man. I identify as a salesperson, and now I'm like turning into something else, and that's not what. I used to fucking lead revolts from the sales team against the CEO, and now I've had to evolve into being the CEO. So it's been really hard for me to come to grips with this. But yeah, I don't personally make a whole lot of sales anymore. Thank God, I've been selling for 38 fucking years. I needed a break, So I've got some really good sales team members that have been with me for a long time that do a good job for me. But still, as a company, the majority of our sales are done from robots, actually.
That's awesome. And let's kind of like break down that process. One of the promises that I had in the title of this webinar was how to sell funnels as a service, right? So, what would be the breakdown of what that would look like? How do you get the inbound leads of people that are interested in funnels? They might not use that word. And how do they go through this bot process, this automation process to then eventually get on a webinar with you to sell them on a funnel?
Well, so that's not how I sell the funnels, right? So we're talking about two different instances. I should have been more clear on that. I apologize. The webinar is how we sell our programs, our digital programs.
Mm.
We sell the funnels through actually actively prospecting on social media. So the webinar is on autopilot. It's something that goes through either you grab my book or if you grab the funnel closer program. But the actually way that we sold funnels, the way that we're teaching the people to model after us, the way that we sold funnels is by being on Facebook and being inside of the groups and seeing the people that are asking for help, this, that, and the other, and offering being that solution. That's like people go when they need help, they trust reviews more than they trust strangers, and they go to Facebook more than they go to Google because their friends are on Facebook and can give them feedback. Whereas Google, it's like, I don't know if the company paid for this or if they just SEO'd this thing or whatever the case may be. And so what I teach them is how to prospect on Facebook, how to find people in these groups, how to search hashtags and phrases of people that would be looking for website developers and designs. And imagine if somebody posts on Facebook, they're like, I'm looking for a website developer. They got 15 people hitting them with $5,000 or $10,000 websites, and you show up with a $2,500 funnel that actually has lead gen tied behind it, not just like display. It's a game changer for them. But as far as our webinar, again, like after someone grabs the book and says no to our signing up for our program, we put them through the webinar and then show them what all is involved in the program.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so let's think about like what are some of the ways that your sales team, when they do outbound research on their clients, do you prepare anything before talking with them? In the past when I was really running a lot of traffic for my clients, I would then package the results I've gotten for those clients into a downloadable case study, display that on my website, and I would be able to relate what I've done in the past with other clients that are in the same niche, essentially. So if I was doing e-commerce, I would look for other e-commerce stores that I could show them essentially what they could be if they used our service. And it's like I know your pain points, especially if you niche down. Let's say your classic chiropractor funnel. It's like I've worked with 5 chiropractors in the past. Here's been the results of each one of them. I'm starting to really see a consistency here, and I can expect that if you came on board with us, you would be the 6th person to get these similar kind of results. The way I used to prospect would be a video, I would screen record my video, go to their old website, talk about all the things that maybe aren't effective, send that over into their email to get them excited. What kind of techniques like that have you guys found to be effective for outbound prospecting?
You know, oddly enough, we don't do outbound prospecting. Everything that we do is lead gen and inbound. I don't like talking to people who don't want to talk to us. And I don't like bugging people. Like we're not a cold caller or door knocker or whatever. Somebody has had to have some serious engagement with us before the humans get involved. We have a rating system inside Infusionsoft, and after someone's engaged at least 5 times, whether they open a blog post link or an email or whatever, then they get this flame rating. And when we have 5 flames, it goes into a lead to our sales team. And so the sales team says something to the tune of, "Hey, I see that you're clicking around and stuff on here. What made you decide to check our stuff out?" It starts from there. That's the question number one. But we don't call people. Like, if we got to get on the phone with you, man, like, this fucked up, man. Phone calls take a lot of time. Our main gig is email and text message. A lot of our sales come from text message, and because nobody wants to talk on the damn phone anyway, and so my salespeople, they can be having 10 text conversations at once versus one phone conversation.
Yep.
And if you
That's
talk
awesome.
to somebody and they don't close via text, the next time they hit you back up again, or the next time you follow back up with them, you can see right where you left off. It's just like a way more practical, easier way of doing sales. And a lot of people are like, "Wait, hold on, you're the sales guy. You got to make sales calls." And like, I think those days, we're modern sales training, and I think those days are fading. Like, my phone's ring 3 times since we've been on this training. I'm not going to answer it. Am I going to call those people back? Hell no. They should have texted me. It's that simple. They could be trying to
It's
give me $1
funny. It's
million,
funny you say that
but if they
because
don't text
my
me,
voicemail it says like, "Hey, sorry, I don't answer the phone anymore, but if you could please text me, I'll get back to you when I have a chance." And it's like I don't even listen to my voicemails, and in fact, it's kind of trained all my friends and family to
me
just
too.
shoot me a text so that let's say I'm in the middle of a webinar or something like that, I don't get interrupted. Now I can go and talk to them when I need later. I think that
Same
all
here.
business owners are pretty much at that point. So sales phone calls are probably the least effective way to contact a business owner today.
Yeah. 86. No, I'm sorry. The number's up now. It was 86%. Now it's 90 something. I can't remember what the second number was. Like low 90% of all phone calls go unanswered. So you got like a 9 out of 10 chance of failure. I'm not doing shit with a 9 out of 10 chance of failure. I'm not going to do it. Well, you would tell me I'm wasting my time 9 times out of 10. I'm supposed to keep doing it? No way. No way. I'm not
Well, hey,
smart, but
Ryan,
I'm
I know
damn
you
sure
got
not
only a
stupid.
couple minutes here until you got to get going, dude. I want to open it up here for the public to ask a couple questions. So go ahead and ask any questions that you would have for Ryan. But one question that comes to mind for me is you mentioned that in Facebook groups is where you'll find business owners that have the need. That in my mind would be like the prospecting or finding the leads where maybe your team would reach out rather than them being inside the Infusion account. Do you guys still do that method, or is maybe that something that has been replaced by the Infusionsoft automation?
No, we definitely do, but we call it value first. So if we found somebody in the group that was posting that they were struggling and they could use our product, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to ask them a couple questions in the comment, draw them in, and then probably have a DM conversation with them if they agree to that. And then boom, once they have the DM, then that's almost like an inbound lead system. It's like an inbound lead. We have a selling system called Catch. It's a 5-step acronym, and I've trained thousands upon thousands of salespeople on this process, and it's not scripted. It's free flowing, but it's stupidly simple and easy to follow. And it's just amazingly powerful. So once somebody reaches out to us, my guys just automatically start. The first part is, asking them what made them decide to reach out to us.
What's
Hey,
Catch stand for?
dude, it's 5. It stands for clarify why they're there, assign their mind to an agenda, talk them through the pain, close them, and help them make a decision.
Awesome. That's very cool. And so do you do it all within one call, or is that throughout the relationship of building with the client?
Yeah, so usually it helps. Usually what you'll do is about 2 out of 5 you'll end up closing down. So you got about a 40% success rate. But with you do it in one call. But like I said, most of our shit's not in calls. It's in text messages. So that might be over the course of 2 days.
Okay, makes sense. Hey, JR Rivas says, how do I build the value of a funnel to over 30,000 in the mind of the prospect? And I'm guessing, JR, would that be 30,000 one time, or do you think that that would maybe be a recurring product that would be lifetime value of 30,000? Maybe it'd be 3,000 a month for 10 months. But overall, how would you sell that, or build it up to that value?
Well, I've got friends that have sold them for $100,000. My friend Frank Kern sold plenty of funnels for $100,000 and 10% override. And My friend Corey Shane, same thing. I know Russell Brunson sold some multi-level marketing funnels for millions of dollars. I remember one time he was telling me, he said, I got out of the multi-level marketing game and I swore I would never get back into it. Turns out for the right price, I will. And so, uh, and, and so there's like, it's all in a matter of how, like what the end result's going to be. So if I'm a real estate agent and somebody's building a funnel for me and it tells me that it's going to make me 100 grand this year, it's worth 30 grand to make 100. I'll take a $70,000 profit side on that. So your funnel, this is what you need to remember, JR. Your funnel, it's not how many bells and whistles it has on it. It's not $30,000 worth of proof and testimonial burner and flashy windows and flashy this, that, and the other, and graphics and well pushed video. That's not, nobody gives a shit about that. That's nice. It's pretty. Nobody gives a shit. What they give a shit is how that funnel is going to make them money. And if that funnel makes them 100 grand, 200 grand, 300 grand, then logically, wouldn't it fucking make sense for them to pay 30? You'd be ripping yourself off if you were going to make them that much money and you didn't charge at least 30 grand, right? Like if I knew that if I made you, like you got a platinum plaque behind you, if you knew that you were going to make me a funnel and it was going to make me $1 million, wouldn't that be a fucking foolish move on your end to only charge me 10 or 5 or $3,000 like a normal funnel? Right? No, you're going to say, hey man, I'm going to make you $1 million. I'm going to want a substantial chunk of that because I'm going to be the one that's responsible for your success. And so, but again, you're not going to say, well, we're going to install proof, and the proof is great. I use it, but that's not good. Like you can't install 100 proofs and different type of widgets like that and make the site worth 30 grand. The site could have no proof, no nothing on it. And if the damn thing sent me 3 leads a day that were $5,000 a piece per lead, and every 2 out of every 5 leads I'm closing, so every other day I'm getting 10 G's, I'm willing to pay 50 grand for that,
Hell yeah. And you mentioned earlier in this masterclass that you sell for 2,500 versus, other people that are selling websites for 10 grand. How do you really price that out? Is it 2,500 a month?
No, it just depends. Like if someone needs we have templates. So if someone needs I had to get out of that's why I'm teaching people to do it. And I had to get out of the funnel making game. We've got a program like your EA. We don't have 1,200 members, but we have 600 and something members at $297 a month. And then I've got 100 and something members of our $30,000 per year program and in our events. So I just don't have time to make funnels anymore. And so I decided to let all my sales guys in on the market. And so when I say $2,500, that might be like a 2-page funnel from lead pages. You know what I mean? Where it's like an opt-in page and a thank you page, and that's $2,500. When you guys, like in y'all's world, when you think a funnel, you're thinking, the upsell, the downsell, tying it into all the different products, collecting the data, the email autoresponders, repick, like all the shit that we just told everybody not to use, all that language. That's how we think, because that's what we know needs to be done. But the average agent around town, like a real estate agent, that $2,500, that's one fucking sell for them. It's a matter of fact, it's a third of one commission check for them if they sell one house. And so you being able to put together something that delivers 3 leads a week for $5 a day or some shit like that to them, then it's something quick, takes you 30 minutes to make, and you got $500,000, $1,500 in profit in it, and boom.
There you go.
So it's not like we're talking about putting together a Shopify site for $2 grand or something like that,
Totally. Hey, I'm going to be respectful of your time. 2 minutes left until you got to get going. I saw one question that Armin brought up that I think will only take less than a minute to answer. What is your objection to overcoming price? What's your objection handler?
That's a good question. If someone says that it's too expensive, then I didn't do my job right, asking them the right questions. Because, you shouldn't sell something that's too expensive anyway, right? If it's overpriced, then that's bullshit anyhow. You're ripping people off. And so you should never feel like something's expensive. But like right now, I sell $30,000 for coaching. And all the time people tell me that was expensive. And I always say, it's like, of course it's expensive. You want to become a millionaire. Don't you think it's cheap? And in the business world with what you guys are selling, they say it's expensive. Of course it's expensive, but you want to make more sales, don't you? You want to sell more of your stuff. You didn't think I was just going to hook you up for free and you're just going to all of a sudden be able to make more sales. It wasn't going to cost you anything. But I really feel like if they're talking about price, then I didn't uncover their problem and show them that I can solve it. Because in my business, it might be different than Arvin's or whoever that mentioned that, but in my business, like, price is not the issue. It's, can you solve my problem? And especially with my world, it's like, oh man, you can't afford this. What the hell are you even talking to me for? Because people know what I'm about. I established that a long time ago. So, but if you're having a problem with price, that just means that you didn't uncover and offer a firm enough, confident enough, empathetic enough solution to their problem.
Yeah. Very cool. Awesome. Well, hey, Ryan, thanks so much for hopping on here. If people wanted to get in touch with you, your programs, just kind of get into your world, where's the best way for them to do that?
So CLYXO, Clixo, CLYXO.com/closer. All my stuff's there. Social media, websites, programs, podcasts, all that's in one place. It's Clixo.com/closer. And while you're there, check it out. Sign up. It's a cool little software tool that's free that allows you to put all your shit in one spot like I just did. So
I love that. Well, hey, Ryan, thanks so much for hopping on, guys. Appreciate everybody hopping on here, and I'll see you on the inside.
Thanks, Austin.
Now, here are some interesting facts about the mastermind, which give you an idea of how important it is and how necessary that you embrace this principle and make use of it in attaining success in your chosen occupation. First of all, it is the principle through which you may borrow and use the education, the experience, the influence, and perhaps the capital of other people in carrying out your own plans in life. It is the principle through which you can accomplish in 1 year more than you could accomplish without it in a lifetime if you depended entirely upon your own efforts for success.